Zombieland.
BAMM! Welcome to Zombieland. Just because they're undead doesn't mean they can't be hilarious. If Disney's Zombies 1 and 2 have done anything, it's showed their viewers that zombies are just like you and I, even when it comes to making mistakes. Addison, Zed, and all their fellow friends may seem picture perfect during their emotional scenes and flawless while executing some pretty intense choreography, but the truth is their actors messed up a lot. Thanks to Disney's behind-the-scenes look and some iconic cast TikToks, we put together the best bloopers from zombies movies that will make these already perfect films even better. Let's get into it. Zombies has joined the ranks of some pretty amazing Disney originals, Camp Rock, High School Musical, The Descendants, but if their bloopers are any indication, they definitely brought an added layer of humor to the table. While it takes a lot of effort to make these hits, this cast is showing us that it doesn't mean you can't have fun. Even before the director could say action, Milo Manheim and Trevor Torchman, also known as Zed and Bucky, were already creating some memorable bloopers. Looks like Milo got his wish. It is the Disney Channel after all.
I'm way too tasty. I'm always looking like a snack.
In life, sometimes things just don't go your way. The same applies when you're on the set of a movie. Just ask Meg Donnelly and Kingston Foster, or as you probably know them, Addison and Zoe. Bloopers are most of the time due to human error, but sometimes they just can't be prevented. While Meg was filming her breathtaking number, Stand, her golden locks wanted a moment to shine too. All she wanted to do was fight for equality. This take might not have been as powerful and perfect as what we originally saw on screen, but you have to admit it's pretty hilarious. Zed sure loved it.
Your hair looked great, Meg.
Imagine being 9 years old and getting in front of a crowd of people and rows of cameras. You might even get anxious thinking about it now, but little Zoe took it like a champ, even when her pom-poms didn't exactly cooperate. Luckily for her, she had a super supportive cast behind her cheering her on, even with just one pom-pom. She just shrugged it off and gave the amazing performance we saw in the film's final take. It just goes to show how close the cast really is.
I wasn't doing anything, certainly not cheering.
If you thought Zed was goofy, just wait until you see how eccentric Milo was behind the scenes. Just take a look at his dramatic rendition of what looks like him squeezing someone's arm really hard. Maybe he was rehearsing for an upcoming scene, or maybe the choreography he had to learn was getting him a little riled up. Basically, this means Milo is Zed in real life confirmed. Maybe without all the zombie stuff though.
Acting.
When most people make mistakes or mess something up, they get embarrassed. We don't exactly know if these bloopers were embarrassing for the cast, but we do know that they came from some pretty hilarious facial expressions. Seriously, they're borderline meme-worthy. Trevor definitely looks like he ate something sour in his shot, or maybe that's his reaction to a cheer pyramid gone wrong? Peace signs and scrunching your face? What's that all about, Miss Lee?
Excuse me.
We can't forget about Bonzo's hardcore DJ face, Deadmau 5 Who? And then there's Zed being very confused about his mistake.
Great. No?
Filming a musical means constantly dancing and singing day in and day out, apparently even when the cameras are rolling. Coach had an entire jam session to himself that was caught on camera. Unfortunately, his solo never made the cut, but Disney knew it was definitely something viewers would want to see.
Actually, I'm not even really good at that.
Coach isn't the only minor character looking for their moments to shine. Zevin and Del also got the camera's attention when they broke out an imaginary dance floor for their number. Maybe it was even a planned duet. Either way, they absolutely slayed it.
You're right.
Remember the presidential debate in Zombies 2 between rivals Zed and Bucky? That was definitely an intense time, but behind the scenes it was nothing but fun and games for the actors. In fact, they really wanted to add their own twist to the dance number. Just look at their very unique dance moves. Maybe it was for the best this clip didn't make the final cut, but we're sure glad they still released it.
I'm running against Bucky for president, but I need to one-up his entrance.
Like we talked about before, the presidential debate was definitely a stressful point in the movie, although Addison and Zed spent the entire first film working to build a community of unity between humans and the zombies. They still faced some challenges in the second film. The debate was so stressful that in this version, things got violent. Just kidding. This shows how close the actors Milo and Trevor are off screen. They definitely aren't like their characters when it comes to their friendship.
Dude, you eat brains.
If I did, you don't have one, so you'd be safe.
It isn't only while reciting lines that we see actors having major slip-ups. Breaking character during a dance number was definitely a common occurrence on the set of Zombies. It looks like no matter how often they rehearsed, they definitely needed to film those huge numbers multiple times. But we know how talented these stars are. They got back out there like professionals and nailed all of their favorite musical scenes.
It's insane.
But speaking about reciting lines, there were definitely some keepers when it came to the actors forgetting the script. Addison spends both movies fighting for equality and for everyone's right to be who they are no matter what. And Addison's actress Meg is apparently very forgetful when it comes to memorizing lines. From cheer practice to prom night to seeing Zombieland for the first time, Meg sprinkled her hilarious bloopers all over their takes. But don't worry, Meg, we love you more for it.
I don't even know.
Milo is also no stranger to messing up his lines, although from what Disney showed us, it wasn't as often as Meg. There was, however, one time when he forgot the entire scene and had to walk off of the set completely.
I'm Zed, zombie.
With how flawless the movie performed their hit BAMM, you wouldn't think Milo had just made a pretty hilarious fumble, but he did, and even Meg was confused.
What?
Not to mention the time he completely walked onto the set when he wasn't supposed to.
Perfect.
But forgetting their lines was a common occurrence, even outside of the main characters. Eliza, also known as Kylie Russell, had a few of her own slip-ups that in good old Eliza fashion ended with a sorry and some contagious laughing. She probably had everyone on set laughing along with her. While her empowering and encouraging speeches were everything and helped a lot of her friends through tough times, these bloopers were equally as entertaining.
Hey. Sorry.
We can't forget about Bucky. Cheer practices are a huge deal in the movies, and were always taken super seriously. Or that's what we originally thought. Look at the time Bucky completely messed up this cheer practice scene. Meg also had a pretty big blooper during this scene. It must have been a pretty long day on set. It worked out in the end because who doesn't enjoy a good old blooper reel? Some people might even say they're better than watching the actual movie. Remember when we watched Zevin and Del dance it out in an earlier blooper? That wasn't the only blooper they were part of. You know that feeling when you go in for an excited high five and you completely miss? Awkward, right? Well, this exact thing happened to Zevin and Del, except on camera. They totally saved it though. They quickly nailed a double high five right after. We would expect nothing less from Zed and Zoe's father. Has anyone come up with their bromance ship name yet?
Oh, did you see that? That was a high five.
When this iconic cast wasn't embodying their characters, stepping into their dancing shoes, or warming up their vocal cords, they were making content for another platform, TikTok. Ever heard the saying, a cast that TikToks together stays together? From capturing behind-the-scenes bloopers to performing Class Renegade, as a whole cast, these actors weren't afraid to take fans with them for the ride. And we're pretty sure those fans are super happy. They recorded everything from intense laughing sessions to freestyle rapping. I mean, it's a musical. They even danced to Old Town Road. Who hasn't? TikTok was probably the best B-roll they could have shared with viewers. Forgetful Zed has a nice ring to it, and after you watch this next blooper, you'll get why it'd be the perfect nickname for Milo on set. We talked about actors forgetting their lines and props just not cooperating, but what about the actors forgetting their prop entirely? In this scene, Zed is preparing for his presidential speech, but when Eliza asks him to pull it out, he breaks character and realizes it wasn't in his jacket pocket where it was supposed to be. Kylie took it like a champ and laughed along with Milo. Good thing he found it.
We can so fix that.
Addison and Zed may be the OTP of our dreams, but just because they got together doesn't mean Zombies 2 was all smooth sailing. The angst was strong in this sequel. Zed just didn't get her. But who knew that behind the scenes, Addison punching Zed would actually be hilarious? At least Addison found it funny. Zed, not so much. I think it's safe to say these two not only have the best scenes, but the best bloopers together. It's no wonder they've sparked a bunch of dating rumors in real life.
Ooh, I had a feeling if you got to know me.
If you're like us, you are definitely jealous you couldn't be having fun in that bright pink obstacle course with the rest of the cast during the opening scene of Zombies 2. Well, apparently we were right to feel that way because the cast thought it was so much fun. And yes, even rolling around in the mud part. While this isn't exactly a blooper, we're pretty sure navigating this obstacle course came with a lot of challenges. Just take a look at this behind the scenes footage of the cast. Although it looked messy and tiring, Meg described it as a great action-packed way to start shooting.
Summer camp every day, but it's actually our job.
If these bloopers taught us anything, it's how close this cast really is. They say you choose your family, and while we don't know these actors personally, it sure looks like filming these two movies has made them extremely close. The best thing to come out of bloopers is always the laughter, and we're pretty sure a lot of the memories the cast will take with them happens behind the scenes and not during the picture-perfect moments we saw play out on screen. Thanks to Disney, we got a peek into all these good memories. Just take a look at the laughs and hugs they enjoyed on set. The idea of filming a huge Disney movie already seems like so much fun, and after watching these bloopers, I think it's safe to say that the behind-the-scenes action and slip-ups are probably the best part of the experience.
It's crazy.
They give us a peek at what the actors behind our favorite characters are really like, and give us a glimpse into what it's like filming a huge budget film. Not to mention these bloopers let us see that the cast of zombies is actually a really big family.
As they say in old zombie tongue, Gazar Nutty Garzane Garstick.
What was your favorite blooper? Did watching the cast mistakes change the way you feel about the movies? What do you think some of your bloopers would be if you were an actor? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give these zombies bloopers a thumbs up for more behind the scenes videos just like this one. See you in Zombieland!